What's up, guys? It's Eliah here, and today we got Johannes here from Eliah.io, one of my customers. He's had an amazing journey with us. We started working in May of 2022. Back then, he was making 3K with his agency, and then 7 months later, in November, he was hitting a record month with 14K for his agency. And I thought, why not bring him on the channel, interview him, hopefully share some golden nuggets for all of you guys. So Johannes, welcome to the channel and to the interview. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Doing very well. Doing very well. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Awesome. You're recovering a little bit. What did you get up to this weekend? You just said before the call that you were recovering. So please share with us what an agency owner does on the weekends.
So I've actually I tried to say that the 2023 is no alcohol. Of course, only vacations was fine, but then I went to Bucharest and of course, was out with my friends a few days, then gotten back, and then I was like, okay, straight back to it. And then I fell in with one of my friends this weekend. So I'm just recovering a little bit from being out to early in the morning, but now it's just back to work again. So
sick. How was Bucharest?
Bucharest was crazy, definitely a special place and very cold. It was snowing all the time. So.
Yeah, I saw that on your post and I was like, fuck, I'm in Sweden and it's at the moment it's not snowing, and it was weird to see Bucharest snowing when we didn't have any snow.
Yeah, it was really cold, windy. It's such a different culture, which was quite interesting. And to see a lot of the Soviet architecture was also pretty impressive. We definitely don't have that here in Denmark. I feel like everything is just really modern that is being built now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was kind of a vibe to see.
Yeah, no, I like that too. It's Scandinavia is very modernized. But I do feel like Stockholm has a lot of old architecture to it. But yeah, bro, how do you feel or let me start off like this. What's the 3 things you would say to why you got him from 3K to 14K? Like the main 3 things from you as an agency owner. I know it's a wide question to ask.
Yeah.
What would you take up from those?
That's definitely a good question. So like 3 things, if I could credit to 3 things, I would probably say confidence and competency comes with practice. Practice, the more confident you get. So a big thing for me was that I've been practicing sales every week for multiple hours, and I've been doing that for plus year now. And that has definitely had an impact on how I was able to close clients on calls. And that helped me with the confidence part on calls and all of that. Another thing, probably just consistency, doing the small things every day, and especially when you don't want to do them. So that is something I also say about working out. You don't always have good workouts, but it's the bad workouts that make everything count.
Yeah.
Because else you won't get any results if you're only there in good days. And the third thing would probably be to enjoy the process and not only look at the end goal all the time, and cut out social media apps.
Yeah.
Probably.
Amazing. Yeah, you were just in Bucharest, and then in December you were in Egypt, right?
Yeah, I was in Egypt, and then I got home from Egypt. Had to find a hotel to sleep at the airport. I got home at midnight. Then I slept for 4 or 5 hours, and then I flew out to London for a client in London, which was absolutely crazy. That was a little bit of a new reality I kind of went into. I felt like.
Yeah. No, it feels like life changed fast for you. I mean, you're very young. Can you tell all the viewers how old you are exactly?
Yeah, I'm 20 years old, and I'm turning 21 in like summer first.
Yeah,
So there's half a year
yeah.
till I'm
So
21 still.
stuff has drastically changed for you still, like at that age. And I feel like you somewhat have kind of broken out of the Kasim, one of my other customers said it the best. He said that the SMMA matrix, because there's a lot of agency owners online who really can't break through the 10K a month mark. And there's a lot of people below that.
Yeah,
And you have done that. And obviously this wasn't the case all the time, but the last 7 to 10 months, a lot of stuff has changed. So I would like to ask you as well, as it is an interview for the program and Eliah.io, what would you bring up from working with us that has played a big impact for you as an entrepreneur and you getting to 14K months and tapping into this new era of your life where you're basically getting clients consistently? And I think you've gotten a hold of it so good so that there's no stress for you to get clients. You've kind of learned how to fish. It feels like you know exactly what buttons to press in order to generate the revenue that you want. That's the feeling I get from just talking to you and working with you throughout these past months. So what would you feel from Eliah.io has been like the biggest, best things? And we spoke about this a little bit before this call, but that has helped you to make to level up as much as you basically have to within business and personally.
yeah. So I definitely think like the community aspect of Eliah is one of the strongest, especially like to learn about the other guys and the calls and everything and hear other people's perspectives is something that I really enjoy and gain a lot of inspiration from. Um, the Wolfwind channel is also a great source of like, okay, if they can do it, why shouldn't I be able to do it as well? Like, they're just human like me, so I can also do it. It's only about like putting in the work and actually doing things. And then like I just kind of with a lot of the guys just jumped on calls with them outside of or inside of the community, just wrote, hey, what's up? And then we jumped on a one-to-one call with a lot of the people in there, and then we just found out that we can actually help each other. And then I've worked with a bunch of the guys now inside of Eliah, which is really helped me deliver a way better service for my clients as well. So I'm very happy about that. And the mindset part of things is definitely also something that I think is like playing a huge part, like getting onto the calls and sharing if you have like a struggle or anything that is currently holding you back, and then you can get other people's perspective on it. That is definitely something that I really put a lot of weight on to get like before I make big decisions or something, I always get another person's perspective on it, because especially if they're like way ahead of me in like some certain area of life or something, I definitely think that it's worthwhile to get another person's perspective. And you can always ask all the dumb questions you want to inside of the community, so that's good.
Awesome. Would you say that the community has been like the one thing, or has it been anything else working with us that you would like to lift forward that helped you more, if that makes sense?
Yeah, so definitely the community, that I had access to ties on the outreach stuff, and got some tough love, um, in terms of like, this is that you're doing right now in the beginning is not good, do this instead. And actually having someone that I respect tell me about, okay, this is how you can improve and what you need to do, and actually getting some action steps, that was really nice. um, Getting on calls with you was definitely also something that I really appreciate, having someone to spar ideas with, or like, hey, I'm having trouble with this certain issue. I remember when I moved out, I had a call with you because I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I'm moving out, and I'm a little bit scared if I'm just going to lose all my clients, so I won't be able to pay rent. And then, you had a better perspective and was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it kind of worked out.
Yeah. No, it definitely worked out. Awesome, awesome. That's great. That's great. Is there anything else from that you'd like to bring up from working with us? Because I know we've done a bunch of one-on-one calls, me and you, and that's not something you get often in other programs. Oftentimes when you invest in something, it is purely focused on group coaching. But I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like if I really want to bring out the best of you as a coach, as a friend, then I need to get to know you on a deeper level. So like transforming stuff for you in 90 days, sure, people frown it like that to sell and to get, make quick transformations. But I feel like me and you, our work is not really done yet. We've achieved good stuff, but like we're going to work for a year from now. We're still going to take one-on-one calls. We're still going to talk on a weekly basis. 2 years from now, imagine that version of Johannes, and imagine as well how much more I can help you once we deepen our relationship even more. You know what I mean? So I feel like that has played a big part. Obviously, you know best, but I feel like the one-on-one calls and the one-on-one aspect has played a big role in how much we've been able to kind of stand by your side as you've been growing. But I don't know, have you invested in a lot of other programs, and do you feel like this has been a lot of difference, a lot better, or even worse? I mean, you can be honest. Like how would you feel compared to what else you've been kind of investing into?
Yeah, so I've been in a lot of other courses, a lot of MMA courses, and also a few mindset courses. And that was definitely like the one-on-one thing. I think I said it in the like intro demo call I had with you before I went on to the program, which was like, do I actually get to spend time with you? Because I don't want to sit in a group of 30 people and, people are asking, how do I wake up in the morning? Or like, how do I go to the gym? Because that's not the level I am at. And I don't want to like lower myself to like a level of how do I go to the gym? I felt like that was, that's not where I am. And that doesn't make sense for me to invest in. And it's the one-on-one aspect was definitely way better for me to get on a one-on-one call with you. And then I can share, okay, this is my issue. Or this is my challenge I'm trying to overcome. How do I go about this? And what are some like different perspectives? Because usually it's like we know the answer to things, but like when we say it to someone and they kind of like, it's easier for others to just know the answer and bounce it back to you. And you just kind of need that, like someone to talk with things about. To find out the solution usually. And that was really great. And also like that it's a little bit more realistic, because I think I've been in a few other programs where I was like, okay, so how do I book meetings? And the answer I got was like, okay, so you just sit and visualize for 30 minutes or something about booking meetings. And then I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that kind of annoyed me a little bit, because this whole mindset thing, like mindset is definitely like 80%. There's no, like, you need to have your thoughts in order and how you think and everything like that. But there's also like a realistic check on things. Like you're not going to get meetings if you're just visualizing. Like I know so many people who don't like, who sleep 4 hours, 5 hours a day and play computer games, and they're still millionaires or something.
Yeah.
Like they weigh 60 kilos, they don't go to the gym, and they eat terrible. They're still making way much more money than like other people.
Yeah.
So but it's definitely a huge contributing factor, of course. But yeah, it's
So
definitely something in the space that is taking overhand sometimes.
yeah, definitely. But you feel that you had your because we always have our kind of expectations on stuff in life, right? No matter if it's good or bad to have expectations, which most of the time it's bad to have them. That's why I usually always try to say it's okay to be energized about something, but not having high expectations, because that can make you super detached to the outcome and stuff. But your expectations to the program, do you feel like when you actually got inside and a couple of weeks later, a couple of months later, do you feel like that exceeded your expectations. That maybe still when I said you will have one-on-ones with me, maybe something in your mind said, I don't know, maybe I won't get that. Like, did your feelings and thoughts before about joining kind of get completely overrun by how positive it actually was later on when we did do a lot of one-on-one stuff and when you got to experience the program? Like, did it exceed what you thought about it before?
Yeah, I definitely say that every time I needed you on a one-on-one, because I didn't go on it every week or something, but every time I needed it, or there was a certain issue or challenge or anything that I faced, you always helped me like find the right time if you were booked some time or something, and always push to get that on so you could like help me and advise me a little bit better. So I really appreciated that. The Q&A calls were amazing, the community part and everything like that. So like, if I could go back to myself in May and tell myself, okay, is this worth it or is it not worth it? I definitely say that I should get it because it's only made my life better. So, and that's also something I've come to realize every time that I've like bought some knowledge or community where there are high level people inside of it, my income has always done like this. Like it's really weird, but that's just like how it is for some reason. Um, and there's a ton of high level guys, and it's just like the way that you begin to think as well. Like you begin to think in other patterns than you're used to when you're speaking with other people that are really dedicated to their craft.
Bro, big thanks for the amazing words. Can't wait to meet you this year. Because we're definitely
Yeah.
gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do that this year. Can't wait to meet you. Maybe I'm coming to Denmark or you'll come to Sweden.
Yeah, I've already tried to get a hold of you in
I
Stockholm.
know, bro. I fucked that one up. I'm so sorry for that one. But I'm super down. You let me know if you have anything in the coming weeks or months in Stockholm, and I'm coming to Denmark. We'll make it happen. But thanks for the words, bro. It's been amazing working with you. What would you say to because I don't know, you're at a very good stage in your business, and I think we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago, when you were talking about, I don't know if you want to say publicly, but we were talking about you might relocating for X amount of months, and we spoke about you're having your business at 10 to 15K a month. Everything is on lock, kind of. You're having high profit margins, and you're seeing the money in your bank and just month by month just going. And I think I don't know if I told you this, but when you're at that stage, it's good to define the business, where you want to take it, what you want to have it as. Do you want to have it as a cash flow thing that kind of can exceed and help other projects in life, so you kind of scale to the side with more projects? Or would you want to have this as a business that you take and do it super big? And the thing I want to get into here is basically what's next for you. I said a lot of I said a lot of shit to just ask that simple question. Like, what's next for you, basically, is what I'm trying to say with all of that fluff beforehand.
Yeah, so that's actually a lot of things that I've been working here on in January, like upping my systems. I'm creating a new website. I'm going to get dialed in on content creation as well. But like, when I look 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, I'm not sure like in 10 years that I'll be doing the marketing agency still, but I want to really get good at all the skills that it really takes to succeed with the marketing agency. Because like in 10, 15 years, I definitely like see myself somewhere in a like big corporation or business, helping like build culture and strategize on a higher level. I feel like that would be something that would be really fun, like culture building and all of these really advanced skills that you really need to learn people and like how to leverage everything in the business correctly. And I feel like the agency is a really good way to get into and learn about that. For example, how I learned sales through or definitely gotten way better at sales than when I started through the agency, and learned a bunch of skills in all directions. So that is kind of how I see myself in like 10 years. Something to do with culture and strategizing businesses.
And does that mean that for the rest of this year, the main focus will be on just getting the agency up to a better team, better number, better branding, everything up a notch?
Yeah. So like taking on new challenges, because that's what is fun about this. Like now, I feel like the challenge of like learning to hire, learning how to build a team, learning how to build community, and for example, going hard on content as well. Those are all new challenges, and I feel like that would be fun to definitely go into, especially the hiring part. I should have hired last year, but I'm definitely going to be doing it this year.
You did everything by yourself, or maybe with one media buyer?
No, I'm the only one in the business.
Yeah,
currently.
so that's sick to see. That's very sick, and you've been able to get your clients good results too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's sick to
they're
see.
very happy.
A lot of marketing agencies, obviously you're kind of escaping competition in a way, because a lot of marketing agencies, they just outsource the reason they have a business to a media buyer right away without understanding a lot of things, which maybe I would too if I were in that situation. But you've done all that by yourself, and I think just media buying in and of itself, understanding that on a deep level, that is a huge skill, like just to bring with you from that. So yeah, man, I think you've played your cards to get your agency to where you want to have it so far. You've played your cards very good, because you've managed to bring up a lot of the skills that you want to take in. And then, of course, there's a couple of skills that you just can't learn from not, evolving from one person type of business to having people, manage people, learning about being a CEO and a leader. And so, yeah, that's definitely the right thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm also looking really forward to it, like to the way that you kind of like need to let go of the person you are to become the person who can like take on the new challenges. I feel like that's really the fun part. Like kind of like in a video game or something, like when you level up or something, you need to I don't know, like it maybe in comparison to World of Warcraft or something, when you get some new like skills or something, like spells you can do, there's old ones that you stop using because it's not at the level anymore. So like you need to evolve your identity. That is definitely something I feel like is the fun part of entrepreneurship, and also because it's so hard, which is like making it fun.
I agree. The identity you had a year ago, the guy you were a year ago, which obviously a lot of things were different. What would you, I think that's when I started prospecting you, January of 22.
I think you've been at it like 2 years or something.
It's funny because every time a customer hops on these, it's always like, oh yeah, I've been prospecting you for 14 months. Interesting. That's fucking funny. But the guy you were a year ago, and I think this is the question, the root of this question is really like, what would you say to others at that stage that can bring value from what you're saying here? So the guy you were a year ago, I don't know, maybe, were you still in high school? No?
No, I've just gotten out, I think.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Or
January.
No, I finished. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. What you were doing maybe 2-3K at max at that point.
Yeah, like, and that was the fun thing, like was in high school, high school, it's called high school. When I was in the last year of high school, like I didn't get along with my marketing teacher, and that month I think he got me the lowest grade that was accepted, which was 0.2. But that month I had made like one of my clients like 500,000 Danish kroner from like 26,000 Danish kroner, so like a return on like 17 or something. And I think I had made the double of his wage and salary doing marketing. Then he got I just hit my first like 8K month, 9K, 10K month or something.
Yeah.
And that was just really, really weird. Like being in high school and then hitting all of that success. But then iOS 14 came, and I would have said it now, I probably didn't deserve to hit 10K that early. It was a little bit more luck. And like I got the right clients, of course, I delivered amazing results, and it was before iOS 14. But since then, I've really gotten good at media buying and really gotten good at everything else and leveled up. So that was also very fun to like just get a short taste of like, okay, this is actually possible
Yeah.
while going to school.
Definitely a fucking dream, being in high school and making 8 to 10K a month, or maybe just 1 month, but making that amount of money. It's like, who the fuck is this guy to tell you about marketing in a way? Obviously, high school and college, it was more aligned with where the world was like 30 years ago. But now so many things has changed. Like when people think of marketing now, they don't think of all the fundamental theories and principles that you think about, right? Where maybe that was more aligned a couple of years back, but now it's more straightforward.
Exactly. Because like a
go
marketing teacher who's 40-year-old cannot teach you TikTok. It's like, it's not possible. Like I just wouldn't sit down and listen to someone who's 40 years old and has never worked in the private sector and let him tell me about how to garner attention on TikTok. So like picking who you listen to and learn from is definitely something that is really important.
What would you say to an agency owner making 2 to 3K a month now and want to get past the 10K a month? What would you say to that dude? Because that, I feel like out of everything you can do online as an online entrepreneur, I think that bracket, there's the most amount of people in that bracket of 17 to 23-year-old, maybe even older, making 1 to 3K a month, not making it work. So what would you tell that guy in terms of how to get past 10K? Could be personal, mindset stuff, business stuff, whatever it may be.
Yeah, so like all of the mindset stuff, like definitely like work out, like be consistent, work every day, but like learn something different, because everyone is like pitching, hey, I do Facebook ads and I do it for free, and I do it for free, and I work a year for you and I never get paid. And like people don't attach any value to it if it's valueless. So like you need to differentiate yourself in some way. Like I see people who are doing short format content agencies now and having great success with it, and ChatGPT is here, and there's a lot of opportunities in the space. It's just, do all the things that you know is going to get you success, like the mindset stuff, consistency, study your craft, what you're doing, because if you're going out and getting drunk every weekend, you're never getting the energy to actually sit and become really skilled at something. And learn your craft and learn how to differentiate yourself and learn marketing and all of these important things. So if you're a young person like me, definitely learn your craft, learn how to differentiate yourself. There's a ton of opportunities in the space. It's just about like, I feel like if you're just getting 1% better every day, you get like the Atomic Habits book. I think it's 37 times better in a year. And it's so true. Like I always just try to get 1% better each day, and it works out in the end. It took above like 2 years almost for me to see some good success. So
yeah, that's firstly amazing things, but the fact that it took a little bit longer for you, things that the success taking a long time for people builds them more character, is something I've noticed. And I think that's also a quote where it's like people that gets it super fast usually builds an ego and they crash, right? So yeah, amazing. A lot of agency owners and online entrepreneurs, and I know this because I've been prospecting. You are my perfect client avatar, as you know. They kind of, whenever they hear the word performance coach, or whenever, a lot of people think that, oh, fuck that, I don't need that, I can do everything myself. And to be honest, entrepreneurs are kind of, from what I think, the type of people that has the biggest egos, because you have to have a self-belief that you're the absolute shit and you can achieve everything and you don't need anyone. You kind of have to have that crazy self-belief, which is good, right? But what I've noticed doing what I'm doing for the past years, a lot of entrepreneurs, they just like, oh no, performance coach, I don't need that. I can do everything here myself. What would you say towards that type of dynamic of in terms of agency owner, entrepreneur, and then performance coach? Do you feel like it's something that, obviously, I feel like what I'm doing and what we've worked on, it doesn't give it justice by saying it's a performance coach, because there's so many more aspects to it. But what would you say to that? I guess.
Yeah, it's like I looked at it like Conor McGregor, Cristiano Ronaldo, all of these big athletes. They have people taking care of all aspects of their life for them, so that they can focus on what they're really good at. And the way that I see it, also when I played like high level sports myself, having a coach, you're not going to get far without one. And especially in business, because if you're sitting and wasting time about a big problem that you have that might be a small problem to someone else, that if you had someone in your life who could help guide you the right way, you'd save a ton of time. That was like, time is money, essentially. When you got enough money, when someone has enough money, they'll buy their time back, because that's the only thing that's really like, that's your freedom that you're buying back, and then you can decide what you want to do in your life. So I feel like having someone in your corner, like helping you so you don't have to make all the small mistakes, is definitely like invaluable. And I definitely say that the reason that I got success is because instead of just going out and blowing all my money, I've always just invested it. Even the first time that I had the 10K month while I was in high school, I essentially put all the money into a high level program. And I think it was £5,000 or something for the program. And that was a lot. I was 18. So I put my money in there because then I wouldn't waste it in other things, and I wouldn't like take my focus off the business. And by doing that, I learned a ton of like high level people that really inspired me to like, okay, if they're doing it, why shouldn't I be able to do it? Like, I just need to work on it. And it might be that I'm slower or something than other people, but I'll just work harder and practice harder, because practice makes perfect in the end.
Amazing, bro. Is there any last words you'd like to say to the viewer? Anything you want to bring up?
Just to remember, don't listen to social medias too much. Like, if you're trying to make it or something, delete Instagram, delete TikTok, delete Snapchat. You don't need it. Like, that's definitely, and don't compare yourself to all these other gurus. Like, there are always people doing better than you and other people doing worse than you. Like, that's just part of life. The only thing that you can really do is like to improve every day. I think that's the most important thing.
Amazing. Bro, I feel super grateful for you trusting me back in May, for you being an amazing customer to work with. It's been amazing getting to know you, to know I more so not only have a customer, but a friend, a brother in Denmark that I'm gonna visit, to go on dinners and do some fun stuff with. It's been amazing working with you, bro. And thank you so much for hopping on, taking time out of your day today. And yeah, I can't wait to see how far you'll grow this year. And it's going to be interesting to see where you're at in December, when we're probably going to have a call in December about journaling and summarizing the year. So it's going to be interesting to see where you're at back then, bro.
For sure. And thank you for all the great help throughout the year.
Pleasure, brother. Thank you for hopping on today. And guys, if you wanna, you watching, if you wanna get in touch with Johannes, if you want to contact with him, reach out, ask questions, if it's okay for you, Johannes, I'll leave all of his details in the bio, so you can just reach out to him. He's a super nice guy, super valuable. And Johannes, bro, thank you for hopping on today.
Of course.